decisions will be sent to applicants and to the public if requested. Any person may appeal a decision or condition of approval within 20 days of the decision. I require a mover and seconder for a resolution to accept the agenda for today's meeting. Moved by Greg, seconded by Wib, that the Committee of Adjustment of the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby approves the agenda for April 12th, 2023 hearing. All those in favor? Carried. So we are on to mover of seconder for the resolution to accept the minutes of the previous meeting of the committee. Moved by Lee, seconded by Greg, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin hereby accepts as read and circulated the minutes of its last meeting, which took place on Wednesday, March the 8th, 2023. All those in favor? Carried. I now ask the Committee of Adjustment for disclosure of any pecuniary interests with respect to today's applications. Does anyone have any conflicts? Please declare them now. No conflicts, Madam Secretary, that I can see. I will ask the Secretary Treasurer to introduce the first application. We have 4 on the roster today. Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the first one, the purpose of minor variance application A-2023-0004-H for Baker is to permit construction of a single-story detached garage on the subject lands, requesting a variance for an increase in building height and recognizing a decreased side yard setback.
Join the meeting.
No formal correspondence was received.
Does anyone in attendance wish to speak to this application? No one? Madam Secretary, do you see anyone?
I don't know.
Okay. Does the committee have any comments, questions? Okay, I require a mover and seconder for the resolution to bring this application forward.
So moved.
Moved by Lynn, second by Lee. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2023-0004-H, and that's for Backer, I believe, to construct a garage and request variance to the following sections of zoning bylaw 2006-125. Minimum side yard setback permitted is 10 meters. Proposal is for 2 meters for a variance of 8 meters. Maximum building height permitted is 4.5 meters. Proposal is for 5.72 meters. The variance would be 1.22 meters. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variance will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. And number 2, that the owner applies for and obtains a building permit for the garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All those in favor? And it is carried.
Can I ask a question on that one? Kind of, will there be a lot of trees removed to build that?
No, actually it was a bald spot already.
Okay.
I used to park my trailers in there.
Okay, so thank you. The application was carried. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision of approval, and the 20-day appeal period now starts.
Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's effort. Thank you.
Impressive driveway.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's a nice driveway to have. It's just not a nice driveway to pay for.
For sure.
Painful, but it's done now and we're happy with it. Trust me.
Okay, thank you, sir.
much. I'm good to go.
Yes.
Okay, appreciate everybody's help again. Take care. Bye for now.
Okay, Madam Secretary, next application, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application number A-2023-0005-H for Legacy is to demolish the existing sauna and construct a new sauna on the subject lands, requesting a variance for a slight increase in maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. Correspondence in support of the application was received from Terry Ellery.
Okay, and we have,
I couldn't, Mr. Chair, I
Yes.
couldn't download the PDF, whatever it was.
No, I couldn't either.
Oh, is that right? So
No.
I don't know what it said.
uh,
Ashley, could you maybe read the letter of support that came in?
yeah, it was
Yes.
it was an email from a neighbor, I believe, yes.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Chair, I can jump in and just read it out. It was
If
just
you have
a
it handy, please. Yeah,
Yeah, I have a brief, so it's a brief email from the neighbor to the west of the subject lands. And they said, I am writing to advise that we have no objection to the application for minor variance related to this address. The variance will have zero impact to our use of property and, in our opinion, no impact to the lake community.
Thank you.
And that's all.
okay, I see we have someone from the Villeneuve family here. Do you wish to address the meeting?
Unless there's anything you want us to add, we had no further comments to make.
Okay. Maybe stand by for questions from the committee members.
have
Do
a-
you have questions?
I-
of The
Can I
applicant?
ask a question? The
Please.
tree that's coming through the deck, is that to remain?
Yes,
And the two trees out behind the structure will go?
they will go, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, so
walked
we
out on
wanted,
that-
we wanted to minimize the number of any trees that would need to
Yeah.
come down in front.
Yes.
And the plan is to bring the building to grade, to reduce the steps. My wife
Yeah.
has been recently diagnosed with muscular dystrophy, and we're trying to
Mhm.
reduce the number of steps
Yes.
for her to get in and out of the building.
I walked out on the dock and there's a good green buffer from the dock. So, that there may be trees leaving, I don't think will be a big impact.
Yeah, there will be no impact from the visibility from the lake.
Mhm.
There's a lot of cedars there that are sort of providing a lot of
Exactly.
barrier.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
Those are not going to be touched.
Great.
In fact, if we could have more, we'd do more.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Lee. Anyone else? No further questions? All right, I will ask for a mover and seconder for the application.
I'll move that, John.
And Greg seconds. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2023-0005-H Legacy to demolish and construct a new sauna on the subject lands and requests variance to the following section of zoning bylaw 2006-125. Maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline, permitted is 8%, proposed is 10.9%, which is a variance of 2.9%, but a difference of only 0.1% from the existing situation. Subject to the following conditions, the extent of the variance will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application, and the owner applies for and obtains the required demolition permit and a building permit for the new sauna within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All those in favor? Carried.
Thank you. So the application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the same, and the 20-day appeal period now starts.
Thank you very much.
Great,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for your effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for attending.
Thank you. Bye now.
All right, on to the third one. Madam Secretary, if you could introduce Brown, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application number A-2023-0006-F for Brown is to construct a dwelling with an attached deck and a single-story detached garage on the subject lands, requesting the following variances. 1, an increase in maximum lot coverage. 2, a decrease in front yard, interiors and interior side yard setback for an accessory structure being the proposed garage. 3, a decrease in interior, exterior, and rear side yard setback for both the dwelling and the deck. And lastly, a decrease in interior side yard setback for the stairs. No formal correspondence was received.
Okay, thank you. We have, I believe, Jennifer Robinson attending. Would you like to address this application?
I would. Thank you for having me, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, council and staff. I'm not sure if everybody has had a chance to look at the site, but based on the site plan, as you can see, it is an irregular shaped lot, and the developable area is quite limited. The client is proposing to construct a single-family dwelling with a detached 2-car garage of modest size. I do have elevations available if anybody has interest.
Karen Brown joined the meeting.
Yeah, carry on, please.
As noted, we are requesting additional lot coverage due to the terrain and the shape of the lot.
Greg Brown joined the meeting.
Okay, is anyone from I see the Browns or someone from the Brown family has joined. Would you like to add anything?
I just joined in. It's Greg Brown calling, and I'm just here to listen.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Robinson, you're complete?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Committee members, questions, comments?
Can you just tell us something about the neighbors due east?
So there are no residential
Okay.
lots within the area, either adjacent or in close proximity. There is the MTO owns the east side lot, which there is an easement for the driveway. To the south is the water, which is also the old Colonial Road, which is not accessible by vehicles. And then we have Rankin Lake Road to the north.
Thank you.
So with respect to the access easement, is that fairly permanent?
Yes, it is complete, and we do have a signed document from both
Okay,
parties.
no expiry, no, period of access, or I'm only asking if that disappears, it's making it, a little tight to get in there.
No, there is no time limitation on it.
Okay. I see Lee, go ahead, please.
That land to the south, the frontage, is that the MTO property? All of that frontage on the lake, is that owned by the MTO?
That's owned by the township of Seguin, the Colonial
Oh,
Road.
Okay, okay.
Is it just a Skidoo trail or ATV as well?
Correct.
But so the township owns the
That land.
water frontage, the water
Yes.
frontage. Okay.
Okay, committee members, anyone else? Webb, please.
Yeah, I noticed in the report that there was a suggestion that maybe a zoning bylaw amendment would be more suitable. I just wondered if you'd like to address that.
I can address that. We were originally asking for a larger reduced setback, and in discussions with the planning committee, Brady to be specific, the owner has agreed to increase those to allow us to go for a minor variance.
Okay.
Len, I think you had a question.
No,
You're good.
thank you.
So one comment perhaps from my side is this committee is for minor variances, I have to look at this and see requests for sort of 10 different variances for almost all sides of the building. And I understand it is an odd lot, but it is also not a really big lot. Just wondering if you can speak to the justification for this being a minor change.
I can. So the lot itself, unfortunately, does have some rock type topographic on the west side. So that's why you can see all of our structures are most to the east. This way here, we're not anticipating doing any blasting, which would minimize any impacts to the environment. And essentially that's the reason. The owner did essentially want a 3-car garage, and we have reduced that also to a 2-car garage.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I can just jump in and just add on to that, just for
Please.
some more clarification for committee staff, we don't specifically look at the numbers per se for the test of a minor variance. It's more a test of impact. So it considers the uniqueness of the lot, the terrain, the overall impact, the amount of vegetation. So with the information that staff received and with the site visit that we conducted, it's our opinion that the variance is minor.
Okay, thank you, Brady. Anyone else? All right, then I will ask for a mover and seconder.
I would move that it be approved.
Len moved, Greg second. That the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2023-0006-F for Brown to construct a dwelling and attached deck and single-story detached garage on the subject lands, and requests variance to the following sections of zoning bylaw 2006-125. Maximum lot coverage, permitted 5%, proposed 9.8%. For a variance of 4.8%. Front yard setback for accessory structure, permitted is 15 meters, proposed is 10 meters, for a variance of 5 meters. Minimum interior side yard setback for accessory structures, permitted 10 meters, proposed 4 meters, for a variance of 6 meters. Minimum interior side yard setback for dwelling, permitted 10 meters, proposed 4 meters, for a variance of 6 meters. Minimum interior side yard setback for a deck, permitted 10 meters, proposed 6.96 meters, variance 3.04 meters. Minimum interior side yard setback for stairs, permitted 10 meters, proposed 4.18 meters, variance 5.82 meters. Minimum rear yard setback for a dwelling, permitted 15 meters, proposed 14.9 with a variance of 0.1 meters. Minimum rear yard setback for a deck, permitted 15 meters, proposed 13.2 and variance 1.8 meters. Minimum exterior side yard setback for deck, 15 meters is permitted, proposed is 9.8 meters with a variance of 5.2 meters. Conditions, number 1, the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. And number 2, the owner applies for and obtains building permits for the dwelling and garage within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All those in favor? I see 4 hands. Carried.
Okay, thank you. So the application has been approved. You will get a letter in the next few days notifying you of the decision, and the 20-day appeal period now starts.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Okay, thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam Secretary, on to Vink Warren, last application for today.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of minor variance application A-2023-0007-F for Vink Warren is to construct a guest cabin on the subject lands and is requesting an increase in maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of the shoreline. No formal correspondence was received.
Okay, I don't see anyone on the screen representing the applicants.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, we have Terry
Oh,
Ledger in
Yes, sorry,
attendance.
right in the middle with a red shirt on top of it all. So sorry, go ahead, please.
No problem. Thank you, Terry Ledger. I'm the agent for the applicant. Good afternoon to committee and staff. So what has occurred here, the intention to have the bunkie where it's located was always there. And so nothing's really changed except for the grade of the cottage. And that was due to site conditions. So the deck ended up being higher than what we had anticipated or wanted, which was the 4 feet. So the extra lot coverage is all about the deck. So I'm here to answer any questions you may have about anything else at the property, and hopefully you were able to go take a look. That's it.
Yeah, okay. Committee members? Comments, questions? Webb?
So the only reason that the application is actually before us is because of the elevation of the deck. Is that correct?
Yes, so when they went to when they dug out for the foundation on the cottage, they found they could only go down so far, and they actually had to bring in a lot of fill just to get where they're at. So they're trying to save, I think, about 60 loads more of fill to come in. So yeah, that's the only reason. Everything else complied at the time when we applied for the permit for the cottage, and now we're at the bunkie stage. So we needed to deal with that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? All right, no further questions?
Yeah, just
Oh,
there was a revised plan sent to us.
Yes, for the driveway.
Yeah, that's just the driveway. That's what I thought. That's the only
Correct.
difference, right? Okay.
All right, last call for comments, questions. If I could have a mover and seconder, please. Webb moves, Lee seconds, that the Committee of Adjustment hereby approves variance application A 2023-0006-F, Vink Warren, to construct a 60 square meter guest cabin on the subject lands and request variance to the following section of zoning bylaw 2006-125. Maximum lot coverage within 60 meters of shoreline. Permitted is 7.25%. Proposed is 9.03% for a variance of 1.78%, subject to the conditions. Number one, the extent of the variances will generally conform to that shown on the sketch plan submitted in the application. And number two, that the owner applies for and obtains a building permit for the guest cabin within 3 years of the date of decision of the Committee of Adjustment. All those in favor? Carried.
Thank you, Terry. The application was approved. You'll hear from us shortly with the decision, and the 20-day appeal period now starts.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, we are efficient today. Any other business from anyone, Madam Secretary, Brady, members? Nothing. It's nice
Couple of
weather.
tough
outside.
roads to maneuver.
Okay, then I will ask for someone to move for adjournment, please.
So moved.
Glenn, seconded by Webb, that the Committee of Adjustment for the Corporation of the Township of Seguin does hereby adjourn this hearing at 4:27 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 12th, 2023. The committee will hold its next hearing at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, May the 10th, 2023, or at the call of the chair unless the Secretary Treasurer has not received complete applications for the committee. All those in favor, Carried.
Uh,
Thank you, folks.
Just,
Plan.
do we have any idea how many, if there are many applicants for applications for the next hearing?
We have 2 so far,
2 so far,
so we'll see you next month.
for sure.
Okay,